Okay.
Should we start? Okay,
No,
how are we going to introduce
I think
this?
we can do it like this. This is okay. Hello. How about we introduce ourselves left to right?
Alright, I'm Jacob Garcia.
I'm Arsenio Martinez.
And I'm Giselle Carell.
Alright, and today we will be talking to you about women suffrage, especially just about how they came to be. How do I say this? How they, I guess, oppression they went through pretty much from the 1840s all the way, just trying to get women's equals rights as far as voting and working. Alright.
Okay, so women haven't always had the right to vote. In fact, it hasn't even been 100 years since women gained their right to vote, which was in the 1920s. But before that, the woman who began the protests for women's suffrage was Susan B. Anthony in Seneca Falls, where she gave a speech. Wait, no, she didn't give a speech. She voted, and she was arrested because she voted.
Alright. As the National American Women's Suffrage Association began to fight for social equality as well as political equality, the movement wasn't just limited to women. Women's suffrage, women activists like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton thought equality should be extended to both women and African Americans. In 1848, during the first Women's Rights Convention held in Seneca Falls, New York, Elizabeth Cady Stanton announced the Declaration of Sentiments. The Declaration of Sentiments was modeled after the Declaration of Independence and created a political agenda for the women's rights movement. The Declaration included goals like the right to vote, the right to own property, to keep their own wages, to divorce, and the ability to go to college and serve in professions like law and medicine. To achieve these goals, women would have to fight centuries of stereotypes and traditional gender roles. Women's suffrage in the 1800s was largely overshadowed by anti-slavery movements, but in 1972, Susan B. Anthony was arrested alongside other women activists for trying to vote in the presidential election. She refused to pay her fine, claiming that it violated her civil liberties. In 1872, the Women's Suffrage Amendment was first introduced in the U.S. Congress, but it wouldn't be until the 1920s when women as a whole had the right to vote.
So, basically, women were being tired of being discriminated and not being seen as equal to men, and that's understandable. Women decided to finally take a stand and believe and demanded that women have the same equal opportunities as men. Men united and paved paths for women and their future possibilities that were to come, whether it was socially, economically, or politically. Many women faced hardships of being arrested, abused, or even looked down upon throughout the years. Women, they had to have strong and fought together to come over these challenges. One of the many ladies to help was Susan B. Anthony, and she made it possible for women to have a choice to just stay at home or just to go to work. Even Rosa Parks helped with the civil rights movement is an example of women should not be afraid to take a stand against no matter what circumstances. You know, women, they work just as hard as men, and they are excellent examples to everyone, you know, to not give in and not to give up. They have been through hardships, only being seen as human beings who stay home and take care of the house and take care of kids, but it's not like that anymore. They should be seen as individuals and smart, caring ones too, not being seen as just something like as property. But people who are willing to work hard and take a stand for them deserve something, because women are equal as men, and there's nothing about it. We're all the same. You crack 2 eggs, one's a brown egg, one's a white egg, one's a big egg, one's a small egg, and they're both going to come out with yolks. But to sum this up, women have had faced hardships, and they still do, you know. So that's why we're here, just talking to you about women did face hardships, and they still kind of do today, whether it's with pay or whether it's just who's a leader in the household. But to conclude this, women had been through stuff, and they still are, and so we should support them no matter what happens.